This is Cadillac Unscripted on 107.9 CDY. It's sponsored by Independent Bank. Katie Huckle is my co-host. And Katie, a good way to end 2023 is to talk about charitable giving.
Oh my gosh, it is. And we have two amazing people in the studio with us this morning. I would say they define having a servant's heart, if that makes sense. We have the sweetheart of Cadillac, Doreen Lanc, who, if you need anything, you call her. And then we have the household name in Wexford and Missaukee counties, Dr. Greg Lambourne, with us today.
Okay.
Two very well-known people who do so much for our community. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we want to talk about the foundation, but you've got kind of a new project that's really exciting, and we want to hear about it.
Oh, I'm very excited about this. It's just like a new initiative that for 2 years it's been on my mind, and I wanted to do this, and now I finally have the opportunity because we have a really nice person that gave us this great funding. So I'm going to let Dr. Lambourne talk about him.
Ooh.
This is going to be called the Dr. Sashi and Nanny Nair Reverse Scholarship Fund.
Okay.
So Dr. Nair came to town in 1991, our first full-time cardiologist, and drastically improved cardiac care in the Cadillac area.
Okay. Wow. That's another name that's very well known, Dr. Nair. Absolutely. If you have a heart issue, he's the guy. Can you tell us how the reverse scholarship works? Because I don't quite understand that.
Oh, sure. You know, what we've been doing all these years is we pay kids to go to school.
Okay.
We're paying at the front end.
I see.
Yes. So this one is if they have the degree and the criteria that we're looking for, come back to Cadillac, or someone comes back to Cadillac to live or relocates here, we'll help them pay their student loans.
Wow. So it's almost a form of recruiting.
Yes.
Come back
yes,
to
we
us.
are using it for recruitment. Definitely.
Excellent.
Yes. And this program is very new. They say there's like $1.7 trillion in student debt. And for us to be able to offer money to go to their student debt and come back and work in their profession that they went to school for, this is a win-win for business and for us.
It's interesting because, you know, in our conversations with Peter Marinoff from Munson, we have talked at great length about the difficulty of recruiting to the Cadillac area. So is Dr. Lambourne, is this for hometown people?
No, you do not have to be from our two-county area.
That's what I was wondering.
The intent is you plan to come and work here in the two-county area.
Okay.
So Sashi Nair met his wife during his internship, Nanny, and she's an RN. So this reverse scholarship is open to people in pre-med, RN program, physical therapy, respiratory therapy, occupational therapy, physician's assistant, nurse practitioner, any medical field it's open to.
Okay, good to know. And I can tell you, once we get them here, you're talking to two transplants. Once we get them here, they're not going to leave, Doreen, are they?
I totally believe that. When I worked at the chamber 8 years ago, I worked with realtors that relocated people to Cadillac. And one of the things I told them is like, I don't want you to show them a house. I want you to show them Cabernet, the YMCA, Baker College, Munson Healthcare. The school system.
Well, yes.
Because we need to sell Cadillac to usually a wife, husband, and kids.
So true.
Right. The job's going to be there. We need to sell Cadillac. So this is just an incentive for someone to come to Cadillac to live here, or a return resident that's already here. So I'm very excited. There's only two other foundations doing this in Michigan, and it's pretty new. And it's why didn't we think of this years ago?
Right, right, absolutely. How would, let's say someone's out there listening and they've got a grandson, at U of M in medicine, and how do they get to you? How do they apply? And what's the criteria?
Yes, we'll have a list of criteria.
Okay.
It has to be in one of these medical fields that we're asking, and they have to do the interview. So we want to invite them here, do the interview. Once they have the interview, we'll use this for an incentive to keep them here and be hired. We're going to pay up to $10,000 a year off their debt. And pending on how this fund grows, it could be a couple of years of debt. It could be more people. We haven't really got that far yet. Okay. So they have a really large opportunity to come here, make this their home where they live, work, and play, and help pay off their student debt.
So this will be committed to someone in 2024.
I'm hoping so. It
Okay.
goes live March 1st.
Okay.
Okay, so it's endowed, which means you're not going to spend the principal, just the interest is going to get thrown off. So if someone in the audience is thinking, okay, this is what I wanted to hear, this is incredible, I want to contribute to the NAIR scholarship, reverse scholarship, how would they do that?
Oh, they can just call the foundation, or they can call my cell phone. It's listed on our website. It's listed on our Facebook page. And yeah, the donations to support this fund is really important because it's going to help all medical field. This isn't just for the hospital or for a medical office. This is for all medical operations in Cadillac, Missaukee.
Dr. Lambourne, can you go through that list one more time of all of the eligible career tracks for this?
Sure. So certainly pre-med or medical school, also registered nurse program, physician's assistant, family nurse practitioners, physical therapist, respiratory therapist, occupational therapist, anybody working in that medical career.
And if you go on Indeed or ZipRecruiter or any of those websites right now, a majority of the job openings are in healthcare. They are.
Why is
that,
that, Doc? Why is that?
The post-COVID phenomenon is still present with recruiting employees. The hospitals have not done well financially since COVID hit, and they're having to cut back. And so people are picking other careers.
Wow.
Or you can make more as a travel nurse versus being a full-time nurse and living in Cadillac. The travel companies reimburse more.
Makes sense. And we need boots on the ground in Cadillac.
Yes.
So, Greg, from your perspective, I mean, you weren't local, were you?
No, I was north side of Detroit.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about your personal journey? So someone that was considering maybe coming to Cadillac, why? You were here, you're still practicing.
Yes. Well, it was there were no headhunters in 1977, 1978
I love
that
it.
would recruit you. But Michigan State Medical Society had a placement newsletter.
Okay.
So I communicated with MSMS, got their newsletter. I interviewed at Hart, the asparagus capital of the world, Ludington, Manistee, and Cadillac. And Cadillac had just finished a remodeling project at the hospital and expanded their intensive care unit, and they were looking for internal medicine doctors. So Cadillac looked like the place for me to be.
Okay, so that tells a story about if you're investing in your hospital and you have up-to-date, cutting-edge equipment and facilities, that's going to help attract.
Oh, definitely, yes.
And
And
so-
the hospital's doing that. They just got the new Da Vinci robot.
Right.
Yeah, and
We're
so
going to talk
they're-
to Peter about that, yes.
Yes, good new equipment so that we can continue to have good quality care. Our specialists like NAIR, and we should mention David Payne as a pulmonologist, when they came to town, it really raised the quality of care.
So when you talk to doctors in other communities, and you describe Cadillac, what differentiates us when you're talking to, you mentioned Ludington and Manistee, Hart, what makes us different?
Well, Cadillac is a great place to live. We have a wonderful education system. We're four-season recreation, and we have a great hospital that is quite advanced for our size town. And so it is an attractive place. And as you said, if we get you here, you're wanting to stay.
I love it. He should work for the chamber. He should be with the president of the chamber when she makes her her trip out to Washington D.C.
Exactly.
I think Doc should be with her.
Yeah. Hey, Caitlin Stark, are you listening?
I got a guy that can sell Cadillac better than you, Caitlin. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but go ahead.
So, Dr. Lambourne, we're talking, you said 77, 78, so we're looking at 45 years, 46 years here. So what kept you in Cadillac?
Well, I came and I set my roots down, and I loved it here, and I never wanted to leave. So, great place to raise a family, great place. I enjoy it as an ex-Detroiter. If you have a half day off, you can do something that Detroiters have to plan a whole weekend to do.
Absolutely.
I can work till 2 o'clock and play golf in the afternoon. I could work till 2 o'clock and cross-country ski in the afternoon. There's just right out your back door, these opportunities are there.
So, Doc, I wanted to talk to you, too, about having practiced for this long. Now you're in hospice care, and I bet people just, your patients, when you walk in the room, you make them feel better. We're headed into a new year where people are thinking about, how do I stay vibrant, and how do I stay healthy, and how do I have a sense of purpose? Can you talk about this many years of practicing, what the secret to that is? Because you still have as much energy as all of us or more. So what's the secret? Cecily, probably.
Certainly staying active,
Okay.
Maintaining exercise, having good body weight, and luck. You know, a lot is genetics that you inherit from your family, your parents, but staying active is the most important.
Okay, very good. He has a daughter who's a physician too, so Cadillacan, I would say, graduate, and made all of us proud when Katie went to med school and is thriving. So, Doreen, can we talk a little bit about what's on tap in 2024? The woman doesn't sleep, Rich. She does not sleep. People reach out to her if they stub their toe. I think, call Doreen. What do you got going in 2024?
Yeah, we get a lot of questions. But I think the best thing is I have this huge, good relationship with all the nonprofits.
Yeah.
So if it's something I can't help them with, I know who can. I'm not going to give them another phone number or send them to another address. I'm going to make that call for them, and I'm going to make sure they're taken care of. That happens daily. But we have a couple other new scholarships coming in. One's a music scholarship for music camp, and we have just some exciting things. We want to do a to be prepared for disasters conference here. I'm working on with that. I went up to Gaylord right after the tornado went through there. And the amazing thing is who knew that we needed totes? Hundreds and hundreds of totes to collect their things in.
Those plastic bins?
Yes.
Oh, my.
Hundreds and hundreds. They had to go all over looking for totes for the trailer park or for a home that was destroyed. And they had one person just take care of totes. So I think we need to be prepared. I think that's a huge thing coming down from foundations.
Okay, good. Tell me about more scholarships. I mean, you do a lot of scholarship work.
Yeah, we do about $150,000 a year in scholarships between CAPS and ISD and the Career Tech Center, Lake City. We also have Lake City underneath our umbrella, the Missaukee Area Community Foundation, so I work over there. We're finding that, kids are not applying, so we've been spending a lot of time at the schools, sending emails out to groups and making sure that they know you can apply for this. I've had kids say, well, I didn't think I was eligible. Yeah, you are. So, because there's scholarships that are financial. There's ones with grades. There's one for community service. So there's all types of scholarships.
There was only a webcam in here right now. You could see my face because when we talk about scholarships in our class, faces go blank. All right, let's move on. Let's get on to something else. No, this is important.
Oh, my.
And
Yes.
a year or two from now, you are going to kick yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That you didn't pay attention to when we were telling you guys there's money there for you if you apply for it, and you're accepted, and you earn it.
Right.
It's just. I don't know what we have to do to get people's attention other than to just wave $1,000 bill in front of their face and say, "This could be yours."
Well, to your point, there is a skiing scholarship for graduating seniors in memory of, I think someone who was really into skiing. And I remember getting a phone call like, well, I think this kid should apply, and that kid. There were 2 kids that applied. Yeah, because there were only 2. And meaning it may seem so far-fetched that you might get it. There are very good odds. There
is very good odds.
Have you ever had a situation where no one applied?
Yes, we go hunt. Then we go hunting for these kids.
Okay.
We do.
Good
we
job.
hunt them down.
Yes.
Last year we had a scholarship to the Innovational School.
Oh, sure.
And a young lady received it to go to cosmetology.
Awesome.
And it was a large amount of money for cosmetology. It probably paid at least 2/3 of her, her tuition. And I thought she was going to throw me off the stage. She was so excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was amazing. And then we have a scholarship at the Career Tech Center that's for women in less traditional jobs.
Sure.
So I do have to explain this.
Yes.
So the state did for years something called Breaking Traditions.
I remember.
For career and technical education students, for female students in a male-driven career track.
So an example would be a mechanic, an engineer, that kind of thing?
A female in construction, or in welding, or in automotive, or one of those programs. And the state all of a sudden decided they were going to stop doing that because they didn't want to be in that space anymore.
Oh.
So I went to Doreen and said, "Do you think your Women's Giving Circle would continue this?" And they did.
Incredible.
So thank you, Doreen, for doing that.
Yes, it's very nice. Yeah.
Again, she's the connector.
Again,
Yes.
The connector.
The conduit, so to speak.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to talk to Dr. Lambourne about the Men's Giving Circle. So the men's that's somewhat newer than the Women's Giving Circle, and it's a bunch of powerhouse dudes getting stuff done. And so that's where the Nair Scholarship started. Is that correct? Ish.
Yes, it could be. Certainly, Nair was a member of the Men's Giving Circle.
Oh, okay.
And we started the Men's Giving Circle. When I retired, I was looking for something to do in the community. Went out to lunch with Dr. Mike Leader and Doreen said that a Men's Giving Circle is a great need in the community. So Doreen guided us down that pathway.
Right. So if there's a family or a group of people that work close and they want to memorialize somebody or honor somebody, how do they go about doing that? If that person's passion was, art or football or in this case, education, how do they do it, Doreen?
Well, we have several different ways. They can start a scholarship themselves. We have several scholarships. We have the CAPS Alumni Scholarship. So they can give, if it was a graduate of CAPS, they could give to that scholarship. So there's several different options. Scholarships are really exciting. And this year, we have decided that we're going to spend lunch hours at schools with our computers. Yeah. Showing these kids how easy it is to apply for a scholarship. And you know what? If you do one, copy the homework. They all require the same thing.
Right.
So it's very easy.
You're leading a horse to water.
We are.
Write a single essay, and most often that single essay is going to be good for any of them.
Yes. Yeah.
And don't be afraid to ask your teachers, your parapros, your mom, your dad, your grandmother, to proofread it.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
I get asked that all the time, and I love to do that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So
it's okay to be coached a little bit. We all need coaching. I don't care how old you are. You need coaching.
I'm not going to change your words, but I might clean up a little bit of your grammar and your punctuation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Call on a mentor.
Yeah,
to help.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're doing a scholarship with Baker College right now. It's Korn, Korn, that left funds for a scholarship to one of the Baker facilities in Michigan. And this is first generation.
Okay.
So Ashley and I mentor about 7 students from the Missaukee, Wexford area every month. And this month we're doing, or I should say January, we are doing essays.
Good job. Ashley is her daughter, everybody. Her beautiful daughter, Ashley, she's right along with Mom and all. I don't even know if you call and ask Ashley for permission or if she really wants to do it. I'll call her for a gift basket, this, that, and Ash and I are there.
Well, and I also think we need to mention the fact that Ashley and Mike Dersham won the Donna Marie Award, the Entrepreneur Award.
Yeah,
for,
they did.
for Cadillac.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is it signifies a major commitment to Cadillac that they have made together.
They're very community minded.
Yeah.
And she loves working with the students. They say things and it's like, I don't get that. And she'll say, I'll tell you later.
Well, she's still relevant. She's
Yes.
still young and hip
Yeah.
and gorgeous and all the things. So,
Yeah, and she loves working with the scholarships. She's like the scholarship queen. When COVID hit and I didn't have anyone, she just come in and took over.
I remember.
Yeah,
that.
she does all the scholarships and grants and everything. And the students, they relate to her a lot better than me telling them what to do. I'm like grandma to them.
Same.
So, funny story. This is a true story. My daughter was on a foundation, a Cadillac area young people's group.
Yak.
With Yak, yeah. And they were away, and she somehow talked Doreen in between a break if maybe they could go shopping. And so she came back from the youth advisory committee, getaway retreat. She said, "Oh, Doreen and I had the best time at TJ Maxx." I said, "What were you girls doing?"
We
so
did.
when I told Suze that you and I were going to be visiting today with Dr. Lambourne, who she also knows, she said, "Oh, remember when we," it was really cute. So you too are relatable. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, we were at that conference and it's like, oh, I just need to go get a Big B coffee. And she said, oh, and let's go to TJ Maxx. It's like, we're gone.
See why these kids love Doreen too?
Yes, right.
If money were no object, what would you start? What would you do? What's there a need for? What's your passion that way?
We need housing. We need childcare. Mental health is a huge thing. We've been, doing meetings and seminars and stuff to help people with that. I do have a big project. We would really like to bring a childcare center here.
Okay.
And we have the option to do that. They're great. So you're going to hear a lot more about in January and the funding. They are for profit, but they, just like housing, we have a missing middle. And we need to fill that missing middle and help them because it's going to bring people to Cadillac. It's going to bring people more back to work than they are. Right now, there's people that can't afford childcare or can't find childcare. And if we have this and we have, factories coming in or the new boat company or like education, we need teachers, this is going to be an opportunity for us next year.
Okay, so if there was a donor out in the audience that could make a difference, how much money are we talking about?
$300,000.
Okay.
Yeah. They're spending $1 million.
Okay. I mean, you look at Mr. Ellenbosch, you look at some of these large donors. I mean, there might be somebody out there, Doreen. And
I think we could do this. I really think we can do it. I have a few people look at me like, oh, I don't know. It's like the Salvation Army just raised $200,000. We can do this.
There are some generous hearts out there, and they just need to know what it is that somebody like you needs. They want to help. They want to support Cadillac. I mean, we proved it with the bond issue in the new school. I mean,
right.
if you show it to them and demonstrate a need, the community will back it up. But we have to do the ask. So thank you so much for clarifying that there is what you're saying is like a commercial childcare facility willing to come to Cadillac, but it's going to take some money.
It's going to take some money, but we have to support these.
Yes.
These kind of initiatives. Just like housing, there's grants out there. They're for profit, but they're getting grants. We need to help this facility.
Okay.
And it's only going to benefit us.
Okay. And so if people wanted to contribute to something like that, they could reach out to you at the foundation and you could tell them what to, okay.
I would love anybody that's interested in talking about this or being a part of this to get a hold of me. Let's talk about it. Let's have a meeting. I want to introduce you to them. This is like big. I'm so excited about it. I was really excited about this reverse scholarship. Now that we have that new program,
on to the next thing.
Neither one of these two can ever retire, Rich. I'm telling you, I'm saying absolutely no retirement.
So, Dr. Lambourne, I want to go back to the Cadillac Area Men's Giving Circle. So you've laid eyes on lots of proposals and lots of things. And so describe a proposal that really gets you guys excited, one that checks off all the boxes. What would be something that really gets you guys excited?
That we have given to a couple projects that got me excited. There was one where there is a carpenter in town, and he will take individuals that have had employment difficulties. Maybe they've done jail time. Maybe they have a personality disorder, and he mentors them and teaches them carpentry. And supervises them, and they can now have a career that they can work in and be employed.
Mentorship is big.
Mentorship, yes.
Immediately I thought of Jesus and the carpenter thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, got the chills. I'm not kidding. Wow, amazing.
We had another where there is this little boxing club in Cadillac. It serves a few young men, and we were giving them a grant. But at our last gathering, we had Kevin Anderson's son, Chris, come as a high school student to guide us. And he talked about some students he knew in the boxing club and how it really changed their lives. So we increased our financial commitment to the boxing club.
And you want to hear from the young folks, right?
Yes.
You want to hear, that's really boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to hear how it is affecting them directly. Mm-hmm. Us adults can talk until we're blue in the face, but we want to hear the kids.
Right.
It is the men and boys giving circle, so we certainly should have a young man on there to tell us the boys' interest.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. So what projects are on the docket for you guys in 2024? Do you meet monthly to look at this stuff? How does it work?
We meet twice a year.
Okay.
We have a fall educational meeting in October. The annual donation is due in March.
Okay.
And then we give our grants in April.
Okay.
What an exciting thing is the Women's Giving Circle has challenged us or joined us. There are a couple projects that ask for money that is not purely women.
Okay.
And a couple projects that is not purely men.
Sure.
And we could not give to them before. But now we challenge each other to match each other.
Awesome.
So we'll give $5,000, they give $5,000, we get it done.
What if someone wanted to join your group and was, because my understanding is you've got to write a check to be part of the Men's Giving Circle or the Women's. How does that work?
It's a $500 gift every year, and
Okay.
it's due in March, and you could contact Doreen through the Cadillac Area Community Foundation, and we have an online application that you can fill in and mail in your check and join our group.
Wow. There are two angels that walk among us, Rich. You know, I can't help but just sit here grinning from ear to ear by the thousands of people both of you touch. It's incredible.
And when it comes to scholarships, remember, kids, parents, the money's out there.
Absolutely.
But it can't be awarded to your kid unless it's applied for.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
It's time to sign off, but we wanted to wish you both a very happy new year. And all we can say is keep up your momentum. We need you guys out there.
Thank you for having us.
Doreen, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. Thanks, Rich. I'm looking really forward to 2024. It just never quits. It's like I have so much in my mind that I want to do for this community, and it's going to be exciting.
Well, when the next idea comes along, come on back and share it with us.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Cadillac Unscripted is sponsored by Independent Bank. Join us next week, same time, same station, for some more local chat on One.